Hello folks, this is Spoon TV Sylvester Churo Plays Money, and today Ambassador Joseph Boakai, former Liberian Vice President and the standard bearer of the Unity Party, is receiving an endorsement from former Liberian Associate Justice Kabineh here. So very shortly, we will join them as he endorses Ambassador Joseph Boakai presidency, and this is happening after the Unity Party rescue team leader Ambassador Joseph Boakai received another endorsement yesterday by the All Liberia Coalition Party (ACOP), and today again he is receiving an endorsement. And of course, Justice Kabineh, the name is a great name in Liberia. So very shortly we will know exactly why it is that the Liberia's former Associate Justice is endorsing Ambassador Joseph Boakai's presidential bid right here. And of course, we coming to you live just around the Cocoa Town Belt. And so wherever you are, however you following this live coverage, please stay with us. Very shortly, we will get in to get to the former Associate Justice of Liberia to give more reasons as to why he's now supporting Ambassador Joseph Boakai presidential bid. So wherever you are, however you're following us through this live coverage, please kindly stay with us. And very shortly we'll bring you the program. The Unity Party and the CDC of recent receiving endorsements from different political parties, and also okay, so welcome back folks. So welcome back. Very shortly, the former Liberian Associate Justice Kabineh will now go on with this media engagement.
Okay, members of the full estate, thank you so much for coming this afternoon. As you know, our country is at a crossroads. We are at a critical juncture of our existence as a country. And on the 14th of this month, the people of Liberia will be deciding whether to have a country that we must be proud of, or we should continue to be a pariah state as we are today. And so personalities, institutions in the society are not sitting on the fence when it comes to a decision as to George Weah or Joseph Boakai should be the way out. And so we have had a lot of endorsements in recent times. It is my honor to present to you His Honor Justice Kabineh, a former member of the Supreme Court bench, who is flanked by former Senator Amajara of who is of course in agreement with whatever His Honor will be saying this afternoon. In my capacity as a Liberian who strongly believes in the ideology and principle and the standing of Joseph Boakai to lead this country, it's my duty, my pleasant duty this time to you, His Honor Joseph Kabineh, who will be giving his position on where we stand today as a country when it comes to the decision that Liberian people are to make on the 14th of this month. And so, Your Honor, the media.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My friend and brother, Ama Zulu Jala, former Senator of Bapu County and former President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, and thousands of our fellow compatriots in Radio Land, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Little over 10 days from today, Friday, November 3, 2023, Liberians will be trooping to more than 2,000 precincts across the country to cast their votes. Unlike the voting on October 10, 2023, this time we'll be voting only for the presidential ticket. I consider this an extraordinary civic duty considering the challenges Liberia currently is faced with. I am therefore seizing this opportunity to speak to the sense of patriotism of all my fellow Liberians. I urge all of you as to first take stock of the prevailing political, social, and economic situation in our country. As we know, what Liberia faces today is massive, uncontrolled corruption at all levels of governance. Looting of public resources is at industrial scale. Mr. Weir runs a government which has total disregard for the rule of law. Our country is in a state of recklessness close to chaos. This trend has to be stopped and reversed immediately. The last thing any patriotic citizen would want to see in Liberia is a return to lawlessness. Therefore, on November 14, 2023, we must each vote to change the course of events in our country. We can each do this by casting our vote for Joseph Newman Boakai as president and Jeremiah Kwan as vice president. Of our economy under the Weir administration must end, and now. I am endorsing the ticket of JNB and JKK as this ticket provides an opportunity for a change for a better Liberia. Your vote for JNB and JKK is a vote to return Liberia to a state of stability, sanity, and a rule of law without which chaos is bound to occur. Liberia today, under Mr. Weir, can go no further deeper into the pit of lawlessness. I therefore urge every Liberian who believes in us here today, the Senator and myself, to vote as we will do for JNB and JKK ticket. I also believe that we as a country are going through dire times. Hence, no one playing leadership role in this country can justify the pretense of neutrality. It is simply cowardly to say, as a leader in this country, that I am not taking side in this election. It is also a lack of leadership and courage to pretend not to take side, especially in a situation like we have today, there is no neutrality. So vote JNB and JKK to return Liberia to stability and sanity. Thank you very much.
Okay, you just listened to the reading of the statement by His Honor, former Justice Kabineh, who has taken a side today. Not surprisingly, going on the side of people who want to see Liberia exist as a country, so that history cannot continue to remember us as a place where people make mistakes and don't learn from their mistakes. So, as you can see, flanked by His Honor is one of the astute politicians of our time, former Senator Ahmad Jala, who will make a brief statement before His Honor can take a few questions from the media.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm a member of the national campaign team for Boakai for president. I'm a member of the NPP, of course, the National Patriotic Party, that is in our coalition with the CDC, participating in this election this year. But I am not supporting the candidate of my party for president. I believe with the candidates we have, the future Liberia is in the Unity Party that is headed by Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kuhn. President Taylor made a statement to us one time. He said, look, somebody is carrying a jar of oil on their head. He said, this jar of oil is for the house. The oil is supposed to be used for everybody in the house. But the way they're walking, it is clear that they might fall. And when they fall, the oil waste, everybody is going to be at loss. Let us take the oil from his aware head, let him go and rest, and let us utilize the oil for the benefit of Liberia. Thank you.
And so that was very brief on the part of the former senator. The message is clear that the damage that has been done to our country, at least is still repairable. If we stop at this point, for people who mean well, to start to steer the affairs of the state, instead of waiting for it to go beyond repair. And so everybody who means well for Liberia is speaking. So at this time, we will ask the media to ask at most 3 questions to His Honor, and that should be just around what we have discussed this afternoon, because we are all talking about the very Liberia. So let me start with KMTV.
Thank you, sir. My name is Ayisindiwa and I report for KMTV. Well, the runoff is more of like how well you can for the candidate you support. And so the public would like to know what is your base now pledging support to the Unity Party? What's your base and what additional value will this endorsement make to the Unity Party?
Well, first, I'm from the most populous county after Monrovia, that Ring County. In the October 10 election, my wife was also running as a candidate in Lofa County. So I seem to have some connection with the 2 counties at the moment. So that basically my base. But more than that, we are talking about urging people to work for Liberia. So the Liberian people generally at this moment, at this point, constitute the base that perhaps you need to refer to. The Liberian people. All persons who are truly patriotic and want to see a better Liberia tomorrow, that's the constituency we are speaking to. And I'm very sure that the majority of Liberian people are patriotic citizens.
Yes, you then.
Yes, I'm Gibson. I report from Punch TV. In what way do you think Ambassador Boakai's leadership align with your values and principles for which you are endorsing today?
Boakai says we must live Liberia, love Liberia. That means patriotism. We are aligned in our law for our country. And we believe that can be the foundation for the transformation of the Liberian state.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Daniel Ko and I report for Cool FM. Sir, from what standpoint are you endorsing the presidential bid of Ambassador Boakai?
As a Liberian citizen, a stakeholder, an opinion leader, that's the position I come from.
Yes. So I'm Sylvester Chirople, work for Spoon TV or Spoon Network. I'm asking this question because you are from the justice system background. In the first round, the Unity Party mentioned some irregularities according to it that was involved in the first round of the elections, including the missing ballot boxes, getting vote count from counties that are far away very soon than those ones that are very near, and other irregularities that they mentioned. And now we are going for this second round of. What do you foresee in the near future if all of these things maybe will occur? Looking at the justice system of our country.
You know, every election in every country has a legal regime. There are laws that govern the conduct of elections. One of the major problems we have had in Liberia is that our elections law are carved from a constitutional provision which says the only authority on election in Liberia is the National Elections Commission. They have the authority, in fact, by law to develop regulations for the conduct of every public election. But when you have a problem with the way the National Election Commission has conducted election, that very law says you have to take your complaint to the very body. It is that body that has to first examine the matter, come out with decision before you can proceed to any judicial forum. That is a major problem, in addition to many other things that are problematic. The short and long is that a Boakai presidency will provide us an opportunity to take a clean look at the whole electoral regime. How it's supposed to be, the way people are appointed. We have information that, in fact, when it's time for election, like what we have just gone through and going through, most of the people who are in authority send names. They get names and send them all over the place. So this whole electoral system we have in Liberia is something that needs to be reviewed and probably overhauled, starting with the constitutional provisions that gives the National Election Commission almost all the authority, so that even if you have complaint against them, it is the very body you have to go to first. And I believe that if President Joseph Numa Boakai understands this kind of problem and will be in a better position to help us make some changes for the betterment of our country.
So let me better paraphrase my question. I was asking you actually, what do you foresee looking at the first round of the elections where a political party came up with recommendations and even complain about irregularities. All right. What do you foresee in the second runoff? And maybe to just add up, you actually witnessed the entire elections in the first round. Do you think it was very credible, and how do you see it?
I don't have any record to say whether it was credible or not. What I saw was that there was poor management of the electoral process from beginning to where we are. Very poor management. And I think that if you consider the laws, you will see that we need to do an overhaul. Now, in terms of what I foresee, what I want to say to the young people here is that I don't think anybody should attempt rigging. No one. Because an attempt to do process.
Okay, so just
We'll take the last one from
J.H. Webster Clay, and I write for From British Africa. I mean, we all saw the onset of this government that you were taking out of the bench, whether legally or illegally. But I mean, what will you say to people who will say it because what happened to you during the CDC government 6 years? I mean, you influencing your decision to support Joseph Boakai.
Well, I would say they got a point, but I will also say to them that Liberia is a country governed by the rule of law. I just say in my statement that this is a reckless, lawless government. They have never respected the decision of courts, both local and international. So, but what we're trying to do now is to say, let's create an opportunity for the Liberian state to have a transformation from this to a better Liberia. A Liberia where we will be governed by the rule of law. Because without it, we are bound to fall in chaos.
okay, sir. Just my last question. As a lawyer, did you notice any irregularities during the first round of the election, sir?
You see, as a lawyer,
Yeah, as a
no, I didn't take away of anything. I saw that the way things, elections are generally stolen not on the day of election. It's long before the processes that lead to the day of voting. So many things will happen, and you who are supposed to be not lawyer, but you saw clearly some of the things that happen. Yeah. So we can just try, each of us, and I appeal to all of you, give that one vote to JNB so that you can have an opportunity for a change for the better.
That is down now.
So thank you so much for.
Okay, yeah, so yes. So yeah, maybe to just start off. Yeah, you are from the NPP background. Is it that you were not prioritized maybe on the party tickets or maybe any other thing? That's why you now not supporting your political leader and supporting someone else from outside your party?
The question you're asking me, you actually know the answer. You know that Liberia is not running normally. And Liberia comes first. If Liberia isn't stable, you are not going to have any political party. Liberia needs to be stable. We need to create a condition where the country is prosperous and people can enjoy their life. We are not having that right now in this country. So we need to change the regime and create the environment for that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so thanks so much for coming this afternoon. We will continue to provide the means for people who want to exercise their decision. And let's try to talk to the media. Because for us, Nigeria is a country that we think should return to the days of respectability. This is a country that may not be very rich, but a country that was an icon when it comes to continental decision making. And so the leadership that we have in the country will matter in making sure that we are seeing Liberia that single-handedly wrote the Charter of the United Nations of OU, the same country that took the apartheid regime of South Africa to the International Court of Justice in the 1960s, and the same Liberia that broke the tie for Israel to become a country today. And so that respectability can only be restored if the national leadership is a leadership that means well for this country. And so as a former media person myself, will continue to stand by people who mean well for this country. It's not about almost everybody that we have talked to who is coming on board has said it's not about job. When the country is made stable and better, all of us here will have a lot to be proud of. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I didn't call my name from the beginning. I'm Jonathan Paylever. I'm a former media person myself, but I'm a strong campaigner for this ticket headed by Joseph Boakai, because we all want to see a Liberia that posterity would be proud of, that there were people who stood up to challenge those who wanted our country to go down the drain. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And we look forward to also getting you to talk to others who want to join this avalanche of endorsements that the Boakai team is receiving in recent times. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Okay, folks, thanks so very kindly for following this former Senator Amajala and Liberia's former Associate Justice Kabineh Janet just gives up truth.